Hey gamers, Retro Gamer Barry here. So today this video is going to be about my top 5 N64 games on this bad boy, the Nintendo 64. What a great console this was. It has to be one of my favourite consoles ever. It was actually my first console I ever played on. I didn't actually have one until later on, but one of my good friends when I was younger had one, and the first game I played on that was Mario 64. But we'll get to the games in a minute. But couple of interesting facts about this fantastic console was that when it was just before release, or when it was released, several celebrities at the time, including Matthew Perry, Chandler from Friends, and the Chicago Bulls basketball team in America, wanted to get this console in advance, so they all rung up or spoke to Nintendo, and Nintendo said, "No, you're not having it." So they didn't want to give it out to anybody. They wanted to give it out to everybody at once, which nowadays is a bit unusual because people like Nintendo tend to give out consoles to people to try out. Otherwise, we don't know if they're gonna work, do we? Another interesting fact is this was the last console to have a cartridge, because after that it all went onto discs with the PlayStation, but Nintendo did release a disc drive, but they only brought it out in Japan, I believe, but it didn't do very well, so they didn't release it outside of Japan. So if you're a massive N64 collector, you might want to look to see if you can get hold of that, because I'm sure that would be really valuable now. So yeah, there's some interesting facts. So let's get to the games, guys. Let's get to it. Okay guys, first game on the list is Mario 64. This game is fantastic. This game was groundbreaking due to the 3D design. If you just look at Mario Odyssey now, all these years later, on the Switch, you can see how seamless the graphics are. You can even play on the Nintendo Switch version of Mario Odyssey. You can actually play as this Mario 64. That's how groundbreaking this game was. It's incredible. The colours and the flow of the game are seamless. In my eyes, it wouldn't be out of place if this game was re-released now. It's just so much fun. I mean, who doesn't like playing as Mario? Mario has to be probably my favourite games character of all time. I just think he's incredible. A couple of facts about this game. There was supposed to be a planned sequel for this game on Mario 64, so there was going to be a Mario 64 2, but that was supposed to come out with the N64 disc drive, which I mentioned earlier. But because that flopped in Japan, it didn't get released. So maybe in 2018 we might get a mini N64 and possibly get a Mario 64 2 add-on. Maybe that might be nice. So that is my first game on my list. On to the next one, guys. Okay guys, next game on the list is Mario Kart 64. This is my favourite racer of all time. I've actually never been beaten on this game whenever I've played with some of my friends. What I like about it is the multiplayer part of the game, where you can play split screen, looking in each of the little boxes so nobody can get your power-ups, and seeing what they've got so you don't get hit with the shells or whatnot. Also, I like the fact that how this game has evolved. This game was also kind of groundbreaking, I think, in the fact that you look at this game now, and then you look at Mario Kart Deluxe on the Switch now, and the graphics are just as good. Well, not as good, I should say, but the gameplay is seamless. This game again would sell a hell of a lot even if it was re-released again now. It's just fantastic. This is a must-have on any N64 owners list, just so you can play multiplayer with your friends. A couple of facts about this game is that it is in the top 5 best-selling N64 games of all time, along with Goldeneye and Mario 64. and that there was actually supposed to be a Japanese version. That when you won the any of the titles with either Princess Peach or Bowser, that they actually drank champagne at the end. But obviously that wasn't put into the European version or the US North American version, which is a bit of a shame, because I thought it was really good fun. But I really enjoy this game. I like to play this game along with my nephews. I taught them, showed them how to play it. They'd never seen it before, bless them. But I think it's amazing. So that's number 2, guys. Let's go on to number 3. Okay, guys, this is on to number 3. This is Star Wars Episode 1 Podracer. If you're a fan of Star Wars, this is probably a must-have game. I've played majority of the Star Wars games, and this has to be probably one of the most fun to play. Things I like about this game has to be the speed of the game. I mean, it's just incredible. You can actually feel like you're going 500 plus miles an hour in the game. It just feels fantastic, and the graphics still seem to hold up so seamlessly, even though you're going really fast in the game. They don't seem blocky, well, they do to us now if you compare it to the Switch and N64 and the Xbox. But if you look at it back in the day, this was fantastic. It just looked picture perfect. I have to say, even the balance and the speed of the graphics just look fantastic. Definitely one of the best games I've ever played on the N64. Little fact about this game: as of 2011, this was the highest grossing sci-fi racing game on any console, even beating Wipeout and F-Zero, and they're two great games just on their own, let alone playing against this one. But I think the fact that this was part of Lucas Arts, and George Lucas had put himself with this game as he did with all his films, I think that's probably what helped push it. And it came out exactly the same time as Episode 1, which some people think was a rubbish Star Wars film, but I actually thought it was quite good, so I thoroughly enjoyed playing. Okay, guys, number 4 on the list is Goldeneye on the N64. Now, this is any James Bond fans probably must have game as well on the N64. Yet again, another fantastic game on this system. The graphics on this are incredible. I have to say, every environment that is in this game is very, 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 very detailed and ahead of its time. The music in the game just makes you feel like you're watching a James Bond film. So when the film came out along with the game, I think everyone thought they felt like they were James Bond for a moment while they played this game. Thoroughly enjoyable game. Couple of facts about this game is that the henchmen and the soldiers, or the baddies in the game, just happen to be or resemble all the games developers for Rare, who actually made the game. And they actually also were asked by Nintendo to make a second one, but because it took so long for them to make this one, they decided they didn't want to, which is rather odd considering it sold quite a lot of copies, and it made them a lot of money, so I'm surprised they didn't, actually, let's be honest. This game was also originally supposed to be for the SNES, which is strange, because the developers apparently wanted to make it into a more of a 3D type of a shooter, so which is why they went for the 64-bit Nintendo rather than the Nintendo, or the SNES, I should say. And also that the game's best feature, which happens to be multiplayer, where you could all out assault against your friends, which is a bit like playing Call of Duty nowadays, I suppose, was a last minute added feature to this game. It's a good job they did, really, because it just happens to be part of the best part of the game. So that is number 4 on the list, guys. And let's go on to the 5th and final game. Okay, guys, the 5th and final game on my top 5 N64 games is Zelda Ocarina of Time. Well, and first things I have to say is I actually haven't played any of the previous Zeldas that have come out, like Link to the Past, which was on the SNES. I have to say, I'll hold my hands up. Sorry, guys. I haven't completed this game yet either. It's one of those games I just haven't got around to fully completing it. But I do enjoy the adventure and the collecting of the items. It's probably why I like games out nowadays, like The Witcher, Assassin's Creed, along with lots of other games that like have that sort of basis. I do need to get Breath of the Wild, because that just graphically that looks amazing, as does this on the N64 when this came out. It just looks beautiful. It just looks so lovely. Just watching it, you could watch it all day. Somebody playing this just looks lovely in my eyes. A couple of facts about this game is that this is also in the top 5 N64 games of all time. It's actually number 4, I believe. I have just happened to have 4 of the top 5 N64 games in my top 5. Funny that. And another fact about this game is that the paintings that are in Hyrule Castle are apparently characters of other Nintendo characters, like Mario, Peaches, or Princess Peach, Bowser, etc. So yeah, that's quite cool. So that is my top 5 N64 games, guys. I hope you liked it. Please leave it, if you like the video, drop me a like. Comment below what you think are your top 5 N64 games. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, you can catch me on Twitter and on Instagram, and I also have my own Facebook page. All of them are Retro Gaming Barry. Hope to see you soon, guys, and I'll be back in a couple of weeks' time with another video. Cheers, guys. Bye. Okay, guys, just a recap of the top 5 N64 games. At number 5 is Ocarina of Time. Number 4, Star Wars Podracer. 3, Mario 64. 2, Mario Kart 64. And number 1, Goldeneye. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'll see you again soon. Cheers, guys. Bye for now.